We have 10 tips to avoid living paycheck to paycheck, courtesy of US News. Welcome back, everyone. So happy to have you back for another update. As of January 2023, 60% of United States adults, including some high income earners, are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a study conducted in February. So, on this list, we have 10 things that we all can incorporate to help us from living paycheck to paycheck. Number one is to focus on the fundamentals. Ask yourself, are you spending on too many things that aren't really necessary? Find out the answer to that question, because by reducing or eliminating some of the things that we do not need, that we are spending extra money on, we can save that money for those important items that are mandatory and necessary for everyday living. Start by creating a simple budget. It will be your guide to living within your means. For example, you want to prioritize the things that are mandatory for everyday necessities, such as your rent and mortgage, your utilities, transportation, groceries, basic clothing and self care, insurance premiums, paying down your debts, child care, health care. These are all things that we need. Next, you want to try and stop destroying your budget by spending money on things that are not necessary or not needed in the moment. For instance, things like vacation, excessive clothes, expensive self care items like massages and manicures, things that you can do at home by yourself and cut down costs. Dining out is also an expensive item that you can cut out by cooking more at home. Entertainment as well, gifts, gym memberships, streaming services that you are not using, delivery costs, ordering too much food. You can cut out so many of these things that are destroying your budget so you can save and have more money for the mandatory items that we first discussed. Next on the list, if you have to make purchases, try to get better deals. This will help you to save money. You want to list out the expensive items that you need, and you want to try and lower the cost, or look for substitutions where you can save. For example, if you are like most people, you have a cell phone, and according to a 2023 survey, the average US phone bill is $114 per month. However, there are some low cost cell phone plans where you can pay as low as $10. So you want to explore the options of how you can reduce your phone bill, because your phone is necessary, but you can also save in that area as well. Number three is refinance or repackage your debt. If you currently owe money, one of the most powerful ways you can close the spending gap is to refinance or rework your debt. For instance, if you can get a lower interest rate by refinancing your mortgage, your monthly payments might be lower, okay? And that will allow you to save on your mortgage. And also, you can do it with your student loans. If you are on the standard 10-year plan, The payments may be pushing your budget over the edge. Consider a student loan repayment plan that offers lower payments. You can't always pay more when you are in a better position. Next, credit card balances. If you can't seem to get ahead because of your credit cards, APRs are too high, you can try transferring balances to a card that has a 0 APR. It may be a promotional period, and that will allow you to cut down on fees. Once you have repaid that debt, you will have that money in your budget to spend. Number four, downsize big expenses. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics found that the two largest consumer expenses are housing and transportation. If you want to make significant changes, turn your attention to those two categories. Don't be afraid to downsize if necessary. For instance, you can always rent out a house you can no longer afford or move to a more affordable place. Do what makes the most financial sense for you to have more breathing room in your budget and cut down on your stress. This can also be applied to your car as well. If the payment is too much to handle, consider selling your car and buying a less expensive one, or you can think about leasing. That is also an option. Number five is boost your income. It can be depressing to concentrate only on lowering costs by removing the fun from your life, and we do not want that. So if your goal is to stop living paycheck to paycheck without getting ahead or falling behind, consider pursuing more making money opportunities, like starting your YouTube channel. This YouTube channel helped me create a savings. I also have a 9 to 5 job, and this YouTube channel is a second income that has allowed me to create a savings. So make sure to explore that as well. Also, you can try requesting a raise. If you believe you are worth it at your job, you can go ahead and speak with your superiors and make them aware of how much of an asset you are and see if you can increase your salary. Also, you can look for a position that pay more as well. That is also an option. And you can have family members pitch in as well. If you have older children living with you, you can ask them to contribute to the household as well. Get a side job is next on the list, like we just discussed. That is also an option to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck. It can help you pay off some debt so you have more money to spend on your mandatory items. Next, number 6 is pay yourself from your paycheck. Create an emergency fund of $500 to $1,000. That is for emergencies. You want to have that money available, so if something happened unexpectedly, you are able to pay for it without charging that or creating more debt in the process. Number 7 is manage impulse spending. Even the most precise developed budget can be wrecked by unintended purchases. If you are an impulse shopper who goes into Target for two things and end up filling the cart and spending more than $100, That is me. I can never go into the store and buy what I went in there for. I always come out with more. So I am currently working on that, sticking to my list. Go in the store and buy exactly what you went in there for and not one item more. Also, on the other hand, if you browse e-commerce websites for fun and often find yourself filling the virtual cart with things that you did not plan on buying, you need to stop that as well. Remove your payment information from that site to avoid temptation. Number 8 is delay high ticket purchases. How can you uh, put off those expensive items until you are in a better position to afford them? If you don't have the money up front, you can use your credit cards, but you should pay that debt off within a few months to avoid excessive interest. So if you're going to purchase a high ticket item, make sure you are able to pay it off as soon as possible, because if not, then that will also cut into your finances. All right. So let's say you want to furnish your house. It says here, try doing it one room at a time instead of trying to remodel the whole house at once. Try doing one room at a time. This way you can stay ahead of your expenses and keep your budget low. Next is number 9, get professional advice and personal support. When you're struggling to close the gap between the amount of money that is going out and coming in, you might want to contact a professional for guidance if you are struggling to do it on your own. For example, the National Foundation for Credit Counseling is staffed with trained and accredited counselors at no charge to you. They will review your budget and pinpoint problems that have been holding you back from accomplishing your goal of not living paycheck to paycheck. And number 10 is to commit to a healthier financial life. Living paycheck to paycheck is not just frustrating in the moment, it impacts the future as well. So before you get started, know where you want to be in the future. Jot down that budget, apply these 10 tips, and please share with others in the comments some of the tips that has worked for you to help you